Hello. Um, Today, as you might have seen in the title of this stream, I'm gonna be trying to make some medieval turn shoes. I bought this like kit from Etsy that like explains how to make them and gives a pattern. And it also comes with like some special soles. The pattern. And the soles have this fabric on the outside that makes it so you can actually sew through it, and it's the fabric is actually attached to the sole of the shoe, so I don't actually have to try to get my needle through the hard sole. I thought I needed a bit less material than I do need, so I have more on the way, but I'm making like a jester outfit, so I got this really cool, gosh, this looks really neat on the camera. I mean, it looks cool in person too, but this shiny faux leather, and then the jester costume's gonna be purple and turquoise, so I got this purple and this bluish greenish, and I'm hoping it's gonna fit nicely with the jester costume. I'm not totally sure because I don't have it in front of me, but I'm hoping it'll fit. Also, this leather feels so good on my hands. I had to buy more of this, and they had plenty more of this color, but they didn't have any more of this color. But I really wanted to get started making it, so I don't know if since it's a jester outfit, it's fine if the shoes don't match. This is only enough material to make one shoe anyway. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make the shoes match, because they can't if I complete this shoe. I use both of these materials all the way. I don't know. So I was debating not doing this today, but I just wanted to get started. But maybe reading the instructions will take 2 hours. It won't. I've already read them. I do have to... I did kind of want to get a photocopy of this, just in case. But I guess I'm not going to do that. It was going to be hard to do anyway. And I can reuse the pattern. Okay, so highly recommend this Etsy. It's Champagne Fair. If you just look up turn shoe kit on Etsy, you can probably find it. They have a bunch of different patterns. Okay. Equipment I will need: standard sewing machine. I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm gonna be hand sewing this. So it's gonna take approximately 50 years to finish this, but you know what? Just makes it more authentic, right? So, hold on. Why do I have 2 windows of OBS open? Did it open twice? Oh, yeah. Let me cancel that. Okay. Equipment I will need: sewing machine, appropriate needle, scissors, medium to light leather type or lacing. That's also on its way. Optional but suggested is an insole for comfort. So I think I'm just gonna use an insole from another one of my shoes, because I think that would be the easiest, since these aren't shoes that I'm gonna be wearing all the time. I remember these instructions were actually easier. Upper material, suggested light to medium weight leather. Insole for comfort is optional but recommended. Best practices, it's suggested that you cut the pattern out of scrap material you can test the fit with. By doing this, you can pin the scrap material to a sole and see how it fits together. If you're happy with the fit, proceed with cutting the uppers out of your preferred material. Do I have scrap material? I mean, like, I think I have, like, an old t-shirt I could cut up, probably, somewhere. I don't have, like, fabric hanging around, really. I have a little bit of fabric, but it's not, like, scrap material that I want to use for this. I'm not sure how well the fit would go with something like t-shirt, because that has a lot of stretch to it, and leather does not. So I'm not even sure if the fit would be, like, helpful. How to sew your turn shoes. Cut your shoe uppers, place the pattern on your material, and cut on the red line. Okay. Do this 2 times, one for the left shoe, one for the right shoe. Sew your shoes. It is recommended you do a mock-up of this shoe to make sure the heel seam is in the right place. Some people have a larger heel than others. Sew the blue sides onto the front by matching at the blue circle. So 2 of these sides. So that first. This is a top stitch. Honestly, not sure what that means. I'll probably have to search that up. Do the same with the left side of the boot leather piece. Next, take the leather and pin the appropriate sole to the leather at the center toe mark, just here. Stitch the upper leather material to the rubber sole, starting at the center toe until you reach the heel seam. Match up the 2 side pieces at the heel seam and sew it together. Reinforce all seams, looking for any missed places. Turn the shoe right side out. These instructions, like, miss some steps. Like, it never says, it says, like, pin it, but it never says, and then sew it. So I don't know if I'm supposed to sew the heel first or the pinned parts first. Probably the pinned parts, right? Turn the shoe right side out. Check your seams. Make sure everything is sewn tightly. Turn it back inside out. Which, that's another thing. It never said to, like, do it inside out in the first place. I don't know if they just assume that I have more skill than I have. Turn the shoe. Terminate excess material. Turn the shoe right side out. Insert your inner sole. Repeat the process for the second shoe. Yeah, the Etsy shop is Champagne Fair. They also have some other stuff, but it seemed pretty cool. I probably have some material that I could use. And that would take up more time while still making me feel like I did something. Maybe that would be a smart idea. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it would be cool if both shoes looked the same. I know it's like a gesture, so I don't have to, but even if they don't look the same, like having the same materials, I think, is good. So I don't have enough for 2 shoes made entirely of both of these materials, but like even if I just had this material, like I need 2 of these of these pieces here, I need 2 of these for each shoe. So if I just did 1 of these on each shoe made out of this material, I think that would work. So like just like the inside pieces. Yeah, but that means that I have to wait for the other materials to come before I can really start, I think. I don't know. Hand sewing takes a really long time. So if I just cut 1 and just start sewing on, this blue line here, which is the first step, it would probably take the whole time. Or I should do the mock-up, which is recommended. I'm not even sure though if I did the mock-up if I would be able to like tell what I did wrong if it was wrong or like how to adjust it, but maybe I should just try it anyway. Okay, I have a t-shirt that I cut apart to use as a pattern for making a t-shirt out of just some fabric that I found that I liked and wanted a shirt made out of. I kept it so that if I needed a shirt pattern again, I could just use it again, but I haven't needed to do that, and I don't foresee that I will. Watch me like decide, oh, I'm gonna make a shirt next out of but if I need to do that again, I can cut up a different shirt. So I'm gonna go. Where do I keep that? Where do I keep this thing that I never need? Let's go to a water break, and I am going to look for that excess material, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found it. Blessedly, it was in the first place I looked. So here's the sleeves. Which would this even? Let's see, where did I put that pattern? Would this cover? What would this cover? I mean, that almost fits, but not quite. Again here, I think the sleeves are not the thing we want to use necessarily. The front of this has a logo of my university on it, so I don't really want to use that. But I can use the back. Okay, so first step I suppose is just cutting out the pattern. Okay. I've worked with a pattern like this, just a couple times in my life. This is kind of a project that is a lot outside my comfort zone. it's something that I'm pretty sure I can do, but like it's like gonna be interesting to see how it goes. I have size 9.5 shoes. That's the size of shoes I wear. But the sizes that this came in didn't have 9.5 as an option. It had 9 or 10. And they said if you wear socks to size up, which people who don't wear socks, I will never understand because shoes are gross. So I ordered a size up, even though I feel like usually when I try on shoes, like a 9 is more likely to feel comfortable to me than a 10, which is just always too loose. Nines are pretty tight, and 9.5 is definitely the right size of shoe for me, but I ordered up because they said to. So we'll see if these shoes end up being just way too big. It feels weird to me cutting paper with these scissors because these are kind of my kitchen scissors, and they're also my go-to, like, oh, I got a package and I want to open it right now. What's the closest scissors at hand? Oh, it's the kitchen scissors. I don't know where my like regular craft scissors are. I have my fabric scissors over in that pile of mess that you can see over here. But I don't know where my regular craft scissors are. I've seen them float around a little bit, but I've like put them away somewhere that I don't know where I put them. I feel like there was a... Oh, that's right. It was, I think it's called Garden of Words. It's an anime. Like, it's like I call it a movie, but it's only like 45 minutes long. I don't know. Like, short film. It's like in between a short film and a movie, I feel like. Gonna make sure I don't lose these instructions. But in that anime, the main character is interested in making shoes, and ever since I watched that, I'm like, now I want to make shoes. It's a really pretty anime, but it's a weird one. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to use the fabric scissors. Here they are. I'm just gonna cut a square out of here to make everything easier. Oh my gosh, because working with this much fabric is not fun when I only have like 1.5, not even honestly, like 1 square foot of space. This t-shirt fabric is stretchy, so I really don't know if this is gonna honestly make things worse. But we'll see. We're just following the directions as best as we can with the resources we have. Okay. So this will also give me practice with figuring out how to actually like cut something to pattern. Is the thing to do like pin it down? I have like 3 pins total, I think. I have some needles I could pretend are pins. Honestly, I think I might only have 2 pins. Oh no, I have 3. See, this is my little emergency sewing kit that I use as an actual sewing kit. So let's get the pins out. Yeah, trying to sew that shirt with only 3 pins and some needles that I was using as pins was not my idea of a great time. I feel weird stabbing my pattern. I shouldn't though. It's a pattern meant to be used. And all I really need is the shape of it. There we go. Okay. One on each corner, I suppose. Okay. This should let me cut the pattern, right? I bet a lot of times during this whole process that if someone were to come into the stream who actually knows how to sew well, they would be saying so many times, "What are you doing? That's an idiotic way of doing the thing you're trying to accomplish. What are you doing?" And to them I would say, "I don't know. I'm doing it the way that feels right to me." I don't know exactly how close, like, how exact I need to be to the pattern. Like, it's like a millimeter off on some of these sides, but is it that important? I mean, maybe. I literally don't know. But without more pins, it's kind of hard to get it to be exact. Yeah, this is not ideal. Okay. Try that away. Ugh, covered in string already. What do we think? Is this exact enough? I think it's close enough for this purpose. Hopefully on the leather I can be a little bit more exact, but also that'll be hopefully a bit easier to cut in an exact way. Okay, now we need 2 of these sides. Let's see. Let's just cut out another square of this. I straight up do not have the space to do this in a smart way. I bet this t-shirt had no idea it was going to be turned into a shoe. Or at least a shoe mock-up. Is this the right size? Yes, that'll work. Okay. Okay. Take the pins out. And put them back in. This one has like 4 sides, so I don't know what to do with these 3 pins. I don't know. They should give you 4 pins, I think, in these emergency sewing kits. Because I feel like a lot of times pieces of fabric have 4 corners and not 3. We're just doing our best. Okay. Cut the fabric. Okie dokie. And now over here. And then cut down this side. This is gonna be a janky shape. I really don't know if this is gonna help anything. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this side needs to be cut, I think. Right, that corner right there. I don't know if it even matters. That's the thing about like trying to do something that you're not super confident in, is a lot of times, like when you see the instructions on something that you know how to do for sure, you look at the instructions and you go, half of these are completely unnecessary. But then if you don't know how to do it, you're like, you don't know. Oh my gosh, does it even matter? Okay. There's number 2. And then number 3. Let's cut out another square. This shirt has an interesting smell. I like not. It's not like bad, but you know, it's been sitting in like a plastic bag in a cardboard box for probably about a year, maybe longer. I don't know. It just things pick up a weird smell if they're not like, especially if they're in a bag. Like this shirt probably smells like my old apartment, and my new apartment probably smells completely different. I wonder. It's definitely like a smell that I recognize, but I don't know from where. Scent is like the sense that's like most tied to your memories, right? Or something like that. Like when you smell something, it like activates your brain. I don't know. I'm speaking out of my butt here a little bit, but but it's like kind of hard to like identify a smell that is familiar, but you don't, you know, it's not like, oh, that's an orange. Man, I don't know where my voice is going or why it's leaving me. Here we go. A pin in the corner. Nope. I said there we go before it was time. There we go. Okay. Is this fabric gonna behave or not? These pins are magnetized to each other. It's kind of weird. Are they magnetic at the very ends, or did something else make them that way? I don't know. I know there's like a lot of tools that are weirdly magnetic, like just at the ends, like screwdrivers sometimes, or scissors. Didn't think pins would be one of those things. Are these scissors magnetic? They sure are. I think. Unless the pin is the one that's magnetic. I don't think these scissors are magnetic. Maybe it's the pin. I don't know. I really don't know. It's one of those things you just notice and don't understand. I should look it up sometime. Like why they make them that way. Okay. One last pattern piece, and then I'm gonna pin it to the sole, and then I'll have to do this all over again with the leather. Okay. I think on the leather, I might just want to get like a marker of some kind and just trace the pattern on the wrong side, obviously. Because I hate this. But this is black fabric, so I don't think a marker would really do it. If I had like a chalk pencil, that would be fine, but I don't have one of those. I don't have a sewing machine. You think I would have like a special fabric chalk pencil? Of course not. I mean, I guess those aren't mutually exclusive, but you know. Doing things by hand that are usually done by a machiner is pretty interesting. I don't have a washing machine in my apartment, so I actually use like a Wonder Wash to wash my clothes. It's pretty cool actually, and not super hard. Wringing the clothes out is kind of difficult, but the washing part, easy peasy. Then I have to hang them up to dry, which, you know, I don't like having an outdoor place to do that, so I just do that in my apartment. I'm hoping, I don't know, the like moisture levels while they're drying doesn't like cause mold or anything. I don't think it should, but I'm just, you know, hoping it doesn't. Okay. This side is just annoying. There we go. Bam. So, I was supposed to flip this over, but I think for t-shirt fabric, it doesn't matter. It's the same on both sides, basically. Okay, put the thread over here. I'm also not sure what thread to use, because if I was using a sewing machine, obviously I just use regular thread, but since I'm hand sewing, I wonder if it would be better to use like embroidery thread, or if there's like a reason I shouldn't. It doesn't really specify. Most of the time when I'm hand sewing, like when I was hand sewing the t-shirt that I made, or when I hand sewed these little chicken guys last week, I just use embroidery thread. You really can't see that, which is on purpose, but it's unhelpful right now. Here's the embroidery thread that I did on the inside of the chickens. Here's the white embroidery thread that I did on the outside that I just tried to show you. Yes, I used embroidery thread. And I don't know if that would be bad on something like this project. I just remembered that the whole purpose of cutting these out. Oh, hi Sass, how's it going? I'm making shoes, and it's a project that's a little bit over my head, especially materials wise, because I only have 3 pins, and I just remembered I need to pin down the shoes to the sole, or the fabric to the soles. I saw your tweet earlier that you were going to stream, and then I popped over, but you weren't streaming. But that was okay, because I also couldn't stay for long, so if you had been streaming. You got your sleeping schedule back? I don't know if you're still here. Making trade deals with the bigwigs in space. Dang, do you like have connections with the bigwigs in space? Because that'd be pretty neat. This is so much. Don't even know it's his sleeping schedule. Yeah. Aren't you like, isn't your job like remote, kind of, you can do it whenever you want, make your own schedule? If I had something like that, I don't know when I would sleep. It would probably be never or always, but not anywhere in between. What are the instructions again? Okay, this is cut 2. Gotta align it with the blue dots. So, going to sleep at 7 a.m. Yeah, that's sort of When I'm left to my own devices, like I was like the summer of 2020, I had to literally not a single thing that I needed to do. Um, so it was, I could literally sleep whenever I wanted. Um, that I would usually find that I went to bed around 8 in the morning or whenever the sun rose. The sun would rise and I would look at it and go, I should probably go to bed. And then I'd wake up when the sun was setting, basically. No, I guess in the summer that would be a crazy long time to sleep. But I did that in the winter at some point. Didn't even see the sun. Last thing I want to do is be awake while it's hot. Oh yeah, you're in Hotland. It's still really cold here. It snowed today, so, and I'm like kind of freezing in here. I have a coat on at least, but ew, Texas. Where is the blue mark on this? Hold on. This was all a mistake. You'll trade me? I don't want to live in Texas, thanks. I'd rather be cold than hot. I'm probably going to have to buy an air conditioner because it apparently gets really hot in this apartment. I haven't lived here in the summer, but apparently it's like real bad. And I was kind of hoping I wouldn't need to buy an air conditioner, but the person who lived here before me is like, are you sure? And I should probably buy that before all of the cheap air conditioners are bought up by other people. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. I need more pins than I have. Now that you're an editor, can't you, like, I don't know, like, this is a very sort of privileged thing to say, but, like, couldn't you, like, move somewhere else? I mean, I feel like Texas probably isn't the cheapest place to live anyway. I do know that it is expensive to move, but I don't know if it's that terrible. How do I pin this? Let's see. What the heck is my computer doing? Stop it. There we go. Group of friends all trying to move into a single house. That should be cheaper than not doing that. I wish my friends wanted to do something like that. Yeah, it's impossible to coordinate with people sometimes. Um, yeah. Anytime there's like a group project or like, project is a very broad word. I feel like just getting people together to like decide when and how to do things is the hardest part. And there's always so many flakes these days. That's something I've been noticing more and more. I don't know if it's just like the place I live or like, I don't know. I feel like I have just noticed so many people flaking all the time. Just, if you say you're gonna do something, then do it. Yeah, well, good luck getting out of there. It sounds terrible. Yeah, good. I'm glad someone's not a flake. Yeah. If I say I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there, barring like explosive diarrhea. Like, I don't need to subject you to that, but like that almost never happens. Occasionally, I will accidentally like oversleep if it's something like in the morning or something that I forgot to put on my calendar or something, but that doesn't usually happen either. I also don't really use a calendar very much. It's just like if it's something way out of the normal for me. Like I had a work meeting one time that was on my day off, and I just totally spaced it. Yeah. Um, but especially like social stuff, like it will happen. Okay, how does this go? Okay, this is like this. So much date anxiety that I remember multiple days out. Yeah. Yep. Same. I think about it from the day we set a date until it happens. um, okay, and then this goes like this. I don't know. Flakes are flaky. There's this, okay, but also it's so weird because the other, beyond just being flaky, they have like other weird mentalities I don't understand. Like, I was like trying to go over to this one guy's house for like an errand type deal, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here on that day at this time, and that's when I'll be there. And he's like, okay, whatever. And then it turned out like he was like, oh, I'm gonna like be asleep before you leave from my house. Hope that's fine. I'm like, oh, I can come earlier. I didn't know you went to bed that early. So I was like, okay, I'll come an hour before that. And he's like, literally, I don't even care. And I'm like, you don't want to know exactly when I'm gonna be coming over. I would be stressing out so much if someone showed up like an hour early to something. Like, I don't know, I gotta have my house ready and like, I don't know, be wearing clothes that are like appropriate for having company over and stuff. I don't know, but this guy, so I mean, I think he just has a completely different mentality than I do about coordinating things or something. So like he'll show up like super late to something that like I invited him to, and in my head I'm like, wow, that's rude, you should have let me know you were gonna be late. But I think he just doesn't even think about it. A friend mentioned he may show up and I clean my whole apartment. Yeah, exactly, that's me. But also I don't mind too much even if they don't show up, because then my apartment gets cleaned, because if no one is ever coming, then it doesn't get, I mean, it gets cleaned in the important ways, but it doesn't get cleaned in the like just like clutter. Like this corner over here is bugging me, but no one's gonna see it except for someone might come on Friday or Saturday, so I'll probably clean it before then. Yeah, I don't know. Some people just live in a different world. Yeah, having a good excuse. The problem is I do like so many like weird crafts, and I have so many weird hobbies that just sort of like take up space. Like I still have the rice over here. My little rice thing from when I made these like little chicken bean bags last week. And that's just still over here, even though it belongs in the kitchen. And it probably won't get moved until I clean my apartment, because these people might be coming over, and what if they see this room, which they probably won't, because they're only going to be here for like 10 minutes. I don't know. I think I get this from my parents, who like, I mean, I'm not as bad as them. They're like, someone's coming over, we gotta clean everything, including the things they definitely won't see. Like, they couldn't see this room because there's not a door between this room and the room they will definitely be in. But I'm not necessarily gonna clean the rooms that they're definitely not gonna be in. Collector of media, so as much as I love having everything in its place, I always have new stuff coming in, so there's stacks of random stuff everywhere always. Yeah, I feel that. I don't collect media, but I do a lot of different things. Like, I have a bunch of different projects going on all the time. I'm like looking around, remembering all the things I want to do. And also, I don't have like a place to display anything. So like I made these like little felt guys and I'd love to put them on a shelf. I made these on stream like a month ago or something. I'd love to put them on a shelf, but I don't have any shelves. So they're just sort of on my table, out of the way. Okay, I guess I'll try to pin this to, let's see, I'll do the right foot first. Yeah, look at them. I got three little clowns. 2, 3 that I felted. It was really fun to learn how to felt. You get to make little guys. And then I got this bird that it looks really weird. And this little sheep that also looks like it's like seen something. Yeah, I really like them, but they're just sort of sitting over here and don't have a home. It's fine, they're keeping my router company. I've been learning how to juggle. I started learning last week and I've made so much progress, it's crazy. But now I just have like juggling balls on the floor. Because that's where I've been putting them after I'm done, and that's sort of their place now, which is like not a place at all, but I just don't have like places to put stuff. How many objects am I up to? Oh, just 3. I like just started learning. But like I was not expecting to actually like be able to juggle at all, like for months, but it works. It's amazing. Okay, so I start pinning at the center toe, which is here, I suppose. I am making a lot of guesses when I'm pinning this down. Balls first, chainsaws are like step 54. Yeah. Honestly, I was looking for like beginner tips for juggling like on Reddit or whatever, and I like found the juggling Reddit and I was like looking at it and someone mentioned site swap, which is something I'd never heard of before. So I googled it, found the Wikipedia page for it, and holy cow, there's so much like math and like wait, hold on, I'm gonna pull this up on stream because it's wild. Like you're like juggling, haha, that's the funny thing clowns do, and I don't know, weird nerds and stuff. Let's see, window capture, which window am I capturing? Wikipedia. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, site swap, just look at this crazy, this crazy like diagram over here to the right. And what is this? Like, why is this math concept here? Like, or this diagram, why is this juggling? Make it make sense. There's so many numbers and math and it's crazy. Oh, that's not what I want to show. Turn this off. There we go. Yeah, quantum juggling. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm like, I'm very intimidated by that. And also, I'm very impressed with anyone who actually does do the crazy juggling. Like, I've seen jugglers who do like wild stuff. Um, but that is on another level. And I saw that and I'm like, well, that's not something I ever want to worry about. So I think I'll stick with three balls. Because I think when you start getting more than that, I don't know how much you have to engage with all that math, but I really don't want to engage with all that math. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to regular juggling balls and probably just three. I might just peek into four and see how hard it is. But if it involves any math at all, I'm out. I'm not here for that. Man, I have no idea how to pin this shoe together. I am realizing now the instructions were not very helpful. I guess that's why I'm doing this with scrap fabric first. Oh, I didn't show you my beautiful pleather that I'm gonna make this with. I'm making little clown shoes or jester shoes. That's why I'm learning how to juggle. I'm going to a Ren fair, and the costume was very expensive, and the shoes were gonna be even more expensive if I wanted to nice shoes. So I'm making my own. Look how pretty this is. Crafty people are cool. I don't know. I like do a lot of different stuff, but I'm like kind of a master of none. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I'm a jack of all trades because there's definitely some crafts that I'm like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna do that. But like people who like get really into one thing and like are like can do all of it with no problem. Those people are amazing. I really wish I had more pins. Is it a Joann's pickup? No, I actually bought it from Etsy. There's not like stores near me. Like I have to drive 45 minutes just to go to a Walmart. So that there's definitely not like a Joann's or a Michael's very close. And I was ordering stuff on Etsy anyway. That's where I got this shoe pattern. So I was like, I might as well pick up some stuff too. Yeah, I live way out in the middle of nowhere, but that's where I found the job that I have, so I really don't know where I'm supposed to pin this. I guess just following the sole. I think I'm officially out of pins. Oh no, I have one more. I mean, it's a needle, but I have one more, and that's actually not going to be very helpful. But this has been very instructive. I can only really stream on Tuesdays. I don't have a lot of time, but thanks for dropping by. Have a good rest of your day or night or whatever it is for you, sleepless one. Bye-bye. Dumping this out. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. This is crazy. What am I even doing? Okay. I'm just gonna see if this fits on my foot. I don't have any more pins to pin it down with. I guess I have this huge needle. I don't think that's gonna be very helpful, but I can try. Let's see. I put this here. I mean, they said that there's going to be excess fabric on the inside, so okay, that is a crazy big needle, but I guess it's holding it together. Maybe I can actually do a couple ins and outs of this needle. Let's pull this back. Okay. Up. Try not to stab myself. And then down. Try not to stab myself. Why is this so hard? There we go. And one more up. I don't know. Okay. So I'm not going to show the fitting on stream because I don't want to show my feet on stream because that's not allowed, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, I think I was supposed to pin it to the other side because this is the outside in. Hey, this was a good choice after all because I would probably be doing this all completely wrong if I hadn't done it this way. Okay, let's try this. I don't think this is going to give me a good sense of the fit, but we'll see. Yep, I'm definitely getting stabbed by a lot of pins. I swear I'm still here. This is just really tricky to do because the back is completely loose. Okay, so that'll be like that. Then that wraps around. I mean, I think it's gonna work. You know, these shoes might look really jank, but I think it's gonna work. And hopefully the flashy fabric will just take away any of the jankness. Okay. I'm ready to cut the real fabric. And you know, I bought extra so in case I totally mess it up, it'll all be okay. I guess I'll just put all these needles and pins over here. I think what I learned from this experience, other than a couple of things that I did wrong, was to just go for it and not question too much. Because if I do it wrong, c'est la vie, I guess. You know, if I mess it up so catastrophically and I can't even like pull the stitches out, which that's one thing about sewing is you can always just cut all the stitches and try again. But even if I messed up so horribly that I couldn't do that, I can always just get another pair of these guys, any more fabric that I need to, and it's all okay. Okay. let's get those patterns back out. And I think if I draw on this side with a marker, okay, I think I'm gonna make the fronts this blue color. So much trash. Get this out of here. Okay. Yeah, because this can only do one. And I can use this like extra fabric over here for like something else. Where do I keep markers? Hold on, I'll be right back. Water break. Okay, I'm back. I keep markers in this M&M case. The M is for markers. However, I mostly keep Sharpies in here, and I have another case just like this with Snickers, and I start questioning myself. Is the S for Sharpies, or is the M for markers? The M is for markers. I also have these little squishy animals in here, which I was looking for these one time, and I just could not find them anywhere. And it turns out they're in this case that I use for other things. Oh, there actually are no Sharpies in here. That's extremely unhelpful. Where do I keep my other markers? Oh, I have some on this desk. Didn't even need to get up. They're in a bit of a tricky spot though. Okay. They're in the cookie jar. Whoops. Come on, pop that open. There we go. See, look how nicely they fit in there. Isn't that great? Aha. Yeah, I got a couple of Sharpies in here. Hopefully the purple will show up. This paintbrush does not belong in here. It's getting wrecked. Am I gonna fix that right now though? Nope. Okay. Let's see if this shows up. Oh, is this dry? Oh no, it's not. That's good. It looked like it might be. Let's see. It is showing up. Oops. But is it gonna stay showing up after it dries? That's the question. I'm not sure. Oops. Let's see. Well, I can definitely see that, and you can even see that in the stream. That's how visible it is. Awesome. Makes my life a lot easier. Now I assume you know, fabric scissors are for fabric scissors or for fabric only. I assume that pleather, even though it has plastic, counts as fabric. I don't know. Basically, I'm saying I hope this doesn't mess up my fabric scissors. It shouldn't mess them up too bad since it's only gonna be a little bit of this. I don't know. If I mess it up, it's, you know, they're only my scissors and it's just my fault. Okay. There we go. The first toe. Ah, it looks so cool. I can like see my reflection in it. It's so shiny. Let's see if I can get the camera reflection. Well, you can see the laptop over there, kinda. Okay, and now, alright, if I was only gonna do, oh no, I can just sew one side. Okay. That's not the one I want. Here we go. So you gotta do one side and then flip it over and do the other side. And that works because if it's like the inside, I have two shoes. I use this side for the right side of the right shoe and then flip it over here and use that as the left side for the left shoe. Okay. That'll work. Okay. And then over here. I like this because it has 90-degree angles, so I can just use the corners, which is great and extremely easy. I might be able to use the scraps as like the decoration for something else. I don't know. We'll have to see what the shoes kind of look and feel like after I finish. Alrighty. Okay. I'm pretty excited. Like cutting into this fabric like just feels great. Even if these are a total mess and don't look good at all, I am just happy to be trying something like this. You know, it's something like, I don't know if it's like on my bucket list. I don't have a bucket list per se. I've been in a lot of situations where it's like, yeah, think about making one, and I think, yeah, maybe I should, and then I never do. But I was like being able to say stuff like, yeah, I've made my own pair of shoes. It's just fun to be able to say it. Could turn this into a mask. No. That looks dumb. Okay. So, I want wish I had the other fabric here already. I was really hoping it would come by today. I think it might be here tomorrow. I know it's sent and it's coming from actually like the closest big city. It just so happened to be a local seller. I kind of think that I will probably like the combination of these two colors better than the purple that I found that is coming. So I think I'm gonna want this on the outside, which means, let's see, so if I'm doing the right one first, then this one, wait, how does this go again? Yes, that, like this. Okay, then this one would be, wait, no, wait, I'm doing this wrong. There we go. This one would be the outside one. So we're saving this piece of material for later. We're gonna pin this and sew it. Wait, we gotta pin it like this. That's how sewing works. I always forget. Right? Let me look at the pictures again. Because, yeah, this doesn't say. Okay. I wish it was more obvious in these pictures which was the right side and which was the wrong side. They both just sort of look like a grayish brown. This side, it's really obvious. It's like purple or black. Okay, place the pattern on your material and cut on the red line. I did that. It's recommended to do a mock-up. I did that. Sew the sides onto the front by matching at the blue circle. This is a top stitch. I am just struggling a little bit with this. I mean, this is what it should look like, right? I can't even see a seam. I can't even see a seam on the shoes in the area that it's supposed to be. And this picture is not very helpful. Okay, I just need to have confidence, I think. But if I, okay, wait. If it's like sewed like this, then I'm gonna have kind of a, like a really hard seam on the inside of the shoe. Cause that's what you do with fabric, but with this leather, I think that's gonna be really annoying. Can't I just like have like, you know, it covering it like this? I think it'll work either way probably, but I'd hate for it to not. I gotta just make a decision. And if this is the case, which one goes on top? Why are these instructions not more comprehensive? Sew the sides onto the front by matching at the blue circle. This is a top stitch. Okay, I'm gonna Google what top stitch is actually, because maybe that will solve all of my problems. What is a top stitch? Top stitching is a sewing technique where the line of stitching is designed to be seen from the outside of the garment, either decorative or functional. Top stitching is most often used on garment edges such as necklines and hems, where it helps facings to stay in place and gives a crisp edge. Yeah, that's what I assumed it was. Top stitch is a row of stitching on the top of a garment that finishes raw edges as well as enhances the appearance. Looking at pictures now. Okay. So, do I have... Okay, it does look like I put both the right sides together, actually. I think. I'm looking at some of these things and I'm getting very overwhelmed. I'm gonna look up top stitch hand sewing. How to top stitch by hand. That sounds like a good, helpful site. It needs a lot of practice to execute a top stitch by hand or a sewing machine, but it definitely takes more time to finish with hand. Yeah. Your procedure done with hand calls for more time and patience. The wrong side, the top. Yeah, I can just stitch, but like, what about... I'm just gonna have to make a decision is the problem. I'm hoping the internet is gonna tell me what to do, but they don't know what I'm doing. So how can they tell me what to do? Normally used to join together two pieces of fabric. But this isn't just fabric, it's leather. This one wants me to use glue. 7 different ways to stitch leather by hand. I really need to just go for it. I keep telling myself this and I'm not doing it. This one actually might be helpful. Hold on, let me look at the pictures here. Yeah, I know how to sew. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. But that's not attaching two pieces together. That one is. But in that one, the two pieces of leather are just like side by side. What is that called? It's called a Z-stitch. This is a butt stitch. That's a really funny word. Those two pieces of leather are also just side by side. But this is like really thick leather. I'm using like, just like, oh man, okay. Baseball stitch. I mean, these are cool. It's just like not helpful. Yeah, because on those it's like, if I wanted to put the edges of the leather like just directly next to each other, which maybe I should. I don't know if this fabric is like strong enough for that though. Like I don't really want huge seams in my shoes. Like a bunch of space in between. Okay. The instructions assume I was using a sewing machine. So the leather article that I just looked at is not what they're expecting me to do. So I don't think I should do that. Regular fabric you put together like this to make a seam. But the more I think about that seam in my shoe, the less I like it. So, okay, I'm making a decision right now. I'm gonna put the shoe, the toe on top. I'm just gonna sew it like that. Okay. Sorry, that was a lot of dithering. I hate making decisions. Let's attach these together. It's kind of scary putting holes in this because, you know, unlike regular fabric, which just sort of self-heals holes that you put in the wrong place, this is plastic, so it's going to show. Not that anyone's going to see it, but I'll know that it's there. This is stressful. Okay. Wait, does this make sense? Hold on. Does it make sense for the toe to be on top? Because I just sort of made that decision after not knowing which it should be. These instructions don't tell me anything different, right? Let's see. Match up, overlap leather, and top stitch in place. Okay, overlap leather. That's what I'm doing. Top stitches. Matching the right side of the boot leather piece to the toe leather piece at the blue dot, you need to top stitch this in place. Okay, I think I'm doing it right. I think I'm doing it right. It really doesn't say which one is on top. It just says to overlap it. So I'm doing the best I can with what information I have. This is not going to be fun to sew, I can tell already. Just in terms of like how thick the fabric is. We'll just see how it goes. I gotta stop freaking out about every single thing. That's just sort of my modus operandi, whatever. Okay, this is gonna look so bad. Okay, I think regular thread is probably the way to go on this instead of embroidery thread. Where is it? Hold on. Doing some quick Googling. Difference, let's see. I could use like two threads of embroidery floss. Let's see. That might be like a happy medium between regular thread and embroidery floss. I use embroidery floss so much and I still don't understand exactly how you're supposed to like actually unravel it from the like loops. I mean, this is straight up tied in a knot. Okay. So this should I double this size? I mean, I don't see why I should, but okay. Put this over here. I figure this thread kind of matches okay. And then we take two strands of the floss, peel them apart like string cheese. That one over here. And let's get that needle. Hopefully this needle is sharp. Because I don't want to use a dull needle for something like this. Okay. Tie a knot at the end. There we go. Double knot just to be safe. That didn't work exactly right, but it'll do. Okay. Okay. Let's try this. Remind myself that even if everything goes terribly wrong. Hi, tiny little Anna. I am trying to make shoes. I'm following a pattern. They're called turnshoes. I got the pattern from Etsy, so it's called front waist boot turnshoe. And I'm trying to make them for my jester costume that will be coming eventually, probably late May. And I am to the point where I am sewing two pieces together, and this is kind of outside of my regular things that I make, and I'm freaking out just a little bit, but it'll be fine, and I'm gonna be fine, and I'm putting the needle in, and it's gonna work, and nothing's gonna go wrong. The instructions are for sewing machines, but I asked the seller if this is something I could hand sew, and he said yes. So I'm doing my best, but it's probably going to take me quite a while to finish these shoes. It's the start of a pretty big project, but okay, I think I got to take this pin out. But it is something pretty cool to try. I'm excited, even if this is gonna look terrible. Don't usually backstitch when I'm hand sewing, but I think I'm going to this time, just in case. It's so cool. Yeah, I'm like really excited. Yeah, I've never seen someone build make a shoe either. I did watch like a show one time where the main character was really into making shoes, and I've always kind of been interested after I saw that. But I never really had a reason to make shoes until now, and I never really had the resources to make shoes until I discovered this kit that on Etsy. So the shop I bought it from is called Champagne Fair. If you're interested. They have a bunch of different little patterns, but they don't come with the fabric. I had to buy this myself. But it was pretty cheap. The kit itself was like $25. Anyway, I'm really excited. I'm glad I'm kind of glad it didn't come with fabric, because that encouraged me to actually like go look for my own cool different like colors that were gonna go well with. I'm in America. In the good old United States. Where are you watching from, tiny little Anna? Yeah, this is pretty tough to sew through. It's like really thick fabric, but it's working so far. Brazil, that's so cool. It's nice to meet you too. had a roommate who was Brazilian one time. Uh, it was really cool. She would always be talking to her family. Um, yeah, the Brazilian. Yeah, it's okay that you're still learning English. I think watching streams is a really good way to learn. So good on you. I'm always impressed by people who learn another language. I'm really bad at learning languages. I took 4 years of Spanish in school and was just garbage at it. um, so people who are putting in that effort are always really impressive and cool to me. I did dye my hair. Yeah, it was originally blonde, but I dyed it sort of a red color. It's fading now, so it's like a brown now. Um, yeah, I dyed it myself. I cut my own hair too. I have clippers, and it's hard to get the back, but um, it's kind of fun. I really like doing stuff myself if I can. I say as I'm sewing my own shoes. um, yeah, it was purple for a while. I think I'm gonna probably dye it something else at some point. Maybe back to purple. This was actually supposed to be purple, but it turned out red, which I don't hate. Maybe I'll dye it blue or green next time. What I'd really like to dye is like silver. I'm actually not a boy or a girl. I'm non-binary, so I am neither. Um, yeah, I use they them pronouns, gender neutral. Um, but it's a good question because it's confusing me. I don't know how to explain it in a simple way. It's hard to explain it to English speakers, honestly. Like, it's really hard. Um, but I don't feel like a boy or a girl, so I decided that I'm not one. And I'm something else. Um, Because, I don't know, gender's just something that people made up. And uh, I don't think you have to listen to something that people just made up. What does it mean to be a boy or a girl, you know? Yeah, isn't that cool? Like, uh, I never thought that either. Like, I never knew that was a thing you could do. And then I met other people like me and who were just like, I'm not a boy or a girl. I'm neither or both or whatever. And I was like, what? That sounds like how I experience life, you know? Um, and I did a lot of learning about it, and I decided, yeah, that sounds like me. There's probably a different word for it in your language, but I don't know it. Um, in Brazil, you speak Portuguese, right? I do. Um, yeah, so I just did a Google Translate. I don't know if this is helpful, but like if you Google this, you might find um, more information about it that is more understandable since you're just learning English. But yeah, because I would love to like point you to like a helpful resource, but I don't really know one for people who speak Portuguese. Um, and if you're learning like a new thing, yeah, you're welcome for explaining. I feel like if you're learning like a brand new concept, it's easiest to learn in like your own language first. But yeah, it's a pretty cool concept. It made me feel really happy when I finally figured it out because it was always something I was confused about. Because my assigned gender at birth was female, so the doctors, looked at me and they're like, that's a girl. And so I was, treated like a girl all grown up and, it was fine, but it just sort of felt like not who I was really, if that makes any sense. But I didn't feel like a boy either. It just all felt wrong. And no, I like to talk about this sort of thing. Um, I feel like the stitching that I'm doing right here looks terrible, but you can't really see it because of all the shiny fabric. So the shiny fabric is a good thing to hide all my bad sewing. The thing is, it doesn't look too bad on this side. Like, it doesn't look like I'm going way off the rails, but on this side, it sure does. I guess this is the side I should be worried about more because it's on top. If one day I date a person, will it be a boy or a girl? I don't know. I like both. And I like other people like me too who are neither or both. It doesn't really have to do with their gender. It just has to do with their personality. Just gotta find the right person. Hmm. I did a stitch wrong here or something. What's going on? I don't know. Okay, I just pulled it tight. Just needed to be pulled a little bit more. Okay. Um, Never date before, but you don't know who you'll like. Yeah, it's something I feel like you gotta like figure out as you go. Um, I don't think you have to only look for a certain like only look for boys or only look for girls until you know for sure you're only interested in one or the other. Um, there's a lot of things that people say you gotta choose, but um, you know those choices are actually you don't have to choose. You can have both. It's not something you gotta figure out right away. I think the most important thing is deciding, like, I want to date someone who is kind, or who is funny, or who is respectful. Um, I think that's the sort of thing you got to figure out first. I just lost my thread. It'll take a long time to do that. Yeah, there's no rush. And I don't think it's weird to want to take a long time for that. There's some people who don't want to date at all, which is fine. There's a lot of people who say, like, you have to, date, you have to get married, you have to do all of these things, but you don't have to. You can be your own person. You don't have to rely on somebody else. Never let people get too close to you. Yeah. I don't have something like that, but I can imagine how that would be kind of hard. Um, but I don't think that's weird. I think that's normal. I feel like I don't know. It's it's something that I could imagine you like as like a defense mechanism to stay safe, not letting people get too close, because there's a lot of scary things in the world. Uh, People who don't want to be with you because you use a wheelchair are not people that you or I would want to date. Um, just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you're not attractive. And anyone who thinks differently seems like a pretty gross person to me. But you're not wrong that there's probably a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people who probably wouldn't want to be with me because I'm not a boy or a girl, and that's confusing. um, but I know my experience is definitely different than yours. That is so rude of him to say. You're not useless. Don't you ever think different. Um, Honestly, unforgivable of that dude. Okay, taking out the second pin. Bam. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna live a good life though, and you're gonna prove him wrong. Yes. People who say that sort of thing are a bunch of idiots, and they're gonna amount to nothing, probably. And one day you're gonna be able to look back and say, "Not so useless now, am I?" I mean, you can say that even today because you're not. Gosh, this stitching is a mess. Just look at this terrible line. Like that is not straight at all. It's fine. It'll hold together, and that's the important part. Yeah, of course. People who aren't kind are the worst. I don't know. It's so easy to be kind, and it's so fun to be kind. It takes no effort to be just like a nice person. The shoe will be so pretty. This color look like the animal change color. Ooh, a chameleon? Yeah, it kind of does. Like this kind of looks like snake skin and like chameleons are a reptile too. Yeah, it will look like that. That's kind of cool. Man, I should have. I thought I had enough thread, but I guess I didn't. I'm gonna need more. Maybe I should add it right now. That's a cute little cat. Right now it's 10 p.m. Let's see, Brazil? Isn't that in Central Time? Is it like, or is it? Is it like midnight where you are? Okay, 2 a.m. Okay, so not Central Time. More like 1 east of Eastern Time. The shape of the globe always messes me up. I don't think think I can just tie this on. Okay, I'll just add it later. That's pretty late though. But I stay up that late all the time, so I shouldn't be talking. Do you like staying up late? I like it a lot because it's when I get a lot of my work done, like my personal work that I do for fun and for myself. Because there's nothing distracting me at night. I like how quiet it is. I like to write a lot. I think that I write the best when it's late. Which is funny because a lot of writers say that they write best when it's early. But it's the other way around for me. Only sleep if you use medicine. I see. That's hard. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I sleep pretty easily. But I know a lot of people who struggle to sleep at night. It's a stressful world. Ugh, stressful. And there's a lot to stress about and keep you up and, have panic attacks about. Especially these days, I feel like. I don't know. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my thread here, so I'm going to tie this off and start again. Let's see. I hate tying off the knot at the end. It's so tricky. Yeah, it really is nice to sleep easy. I'm definitely aware of how nice I have it. Um, it's definitely a privilege. Because, sleep is so important. And if you don't get it, it messes up your mood for the whole day. And, some people go for a long time without getting good sleep. And I just think that would, totally mess me up. At, my job or, trying to, get stuff done. I'd just always be tired. But if I couldn't sleep, that's just everyday life for a lot of people. It's gotta be so hard. And people people still expect you to, like, you know, do all the things to, turn in homework on time, to do your job well. I don't know. Even if you sleep a lot with the medicine, when you wake up, you still feel tired all day. Yeah, that's awful. I would have such a hard time with that. Um, yeah, that's just tough. I hope I hope one day it gets better, or I don't know, there's medicine that doesn't make you tired or something. I hope one day the world is in a spot where, even if you are tired, you're allowed to, like, I don't know, take breaks and not be expected to always be performing. I don't know. A lot of people are not very understanding of people who have things like, like chronic pain. Yeah. I have a bunch of friends who are in pain, like, all the time, and they have, jobs and bosses who just don't understand that and don't give them um, like, what they need to do a good job with that condition. And it's just so unfair. They didn't choose to be in pain all the time. They don't want to be, but they are, and there should be, you know, accommodations put in place for them. Oh wow, I've been going for 2 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I usually stop at the 2 hour mark, but I think I'm gonna go until I get to the end of this section. Which, who knows how long that'll take. It's been taking a long time just to do this. But I want to finish at least this one row of stitches today if I can. Understand you need to stop using your medicine for chronic pain to start using depression medicine. Oh, that's hard. You gotta choose? Oh, man. Like, it's not, like, it's unsafe to take both at the same time? Gosh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah. All the time I'm reminded just how lucky I am. And I need to use, you know, my ability to, myself, who is not tired all the time, who is not depressed, who's not chronically ill, who's not chronically in pain. I need to use my ability to, like, fight for those people who can't, who have all these things, but they're too tired to you know to do all the work that fighting for equal rights. That's not what it's called. What is it called? Justice, I guess. For like your job to treat you right. To make laws that make it so that to make life easier for people who already have it so hard. This sewing looks terrible. Usually I'm not that bad of a sewer, but today it's all over the place. It's part your fault because you're using so many medicine and you're not eating. So the doctor said you need to stop some medicine because your body's too weak. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, there's just a lot. It's all just a lot, huh? it's hard to eat when you're depressed. I don't have depression, but I have gone through periods of my life where I've been depressed, and eating is so tough, but it's so important because if you don't eat, then you just feel worse, and feeling worse makes you not want to eat. And it's this vicious cycle. I wouldn't necessarily call that your fault exactly, though. Um, I don't know. This does look like chameleon skin. The more I think about it, the more I like that. Maybe I could like put a chameleon embroidery design on here or something. Or like maybe on a different part of the costume. Because I have some extra of this fabric. I could like cut out a little lizard, little animal guy, and like maybe like stick it to my shirt here. Chameleon shoes, yeah. That would be cool. I could put it on a hat too. Maybe I'll try that if I have enough time after I finish these shoes. But, I don't know how long these shoes will take. Just this one little line has taken me like an hour. Um, and so 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. I'm guessing these shoes will take about 10 hours to make. And that's if I don't make a huge mistake and have to redo it. Yeah, and that is only one shoe. So double that, 20 hours. Gosh. I'm going to be spending a long time on these. But that's what hand sewing gets you. Maybe I'll maybe I can like borrow a sewing machine from someone. think I know people who probably own a sewing machine, and they'd probably let me use it if I asked, but it's the asking that's hard. Almost to the last pin. Yeah, I tend to stream on Tuesdays at I mean, I start about 2 hours before the time that it is now. Um, yeah, on Tuesdays. That's about the only time I can stream though. I'm glad you're having a good time. Um, I do a lot of different stuff. Sometimes I play games, and sometimes I make stuff. Um, really just depends on the day. Ouch, just stuck myself. That's the that's the scary part of working with needles. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna stream all of working on this shoe because that would just require a lot of streaming. I'm probably gonna work on it, um, you know, just in between other stuff because otherwise it'll never get done. Don't watch horror video games. I don't tend to play them very much. I did play one on this channel like a month or so ago, but in general, I don't really like horror games very much either. And that game wasn't really scary as much as weird and just like a little bit gross. Anything with like jump scares that like pop out at you, I'm not a fan. I like playing games made by like one person. Like I like playing really small games that only take like an hour to play. You're crybaby. Me too, honestly. Especially when it comes to like movies, especially like, you said crybaby, like sad movies make me cry so bad. I don't know what it is, but like if it's a real sad movie, I just like stop functioning and just have to cry for like an hour and I can't do anything else. So I don't really like sad movies or scary movies. Um, I honestly haven't, I don't even know if I've like really seen a scary movie, but I just have no desire to. I'm definitely the kind of person who usually like is like, oh, I'll try anything, but like when I know I'm not gonna like it, I don't know why I should try it. Okay, just gonna back stitch a little bit, and then after that I'll be done for the night. Doesn't quite look like a shoe yet, but it'll get there. You die if you watch a horror movie for sure. Yeah. No, I have watched people play horror games, and that's not so bad because I'm watching them play it. So it's not me playing it, but a horror movie is still me experiencing it. So, yeah. I I don't mind watching people play horror games too much because I have that like distance, but I still don't prefer it. Okay. I think this is my last stitch. Gotta tie that knot off. Did a good job? Thank you. It doesn't look great if you are looking at it closely, but I'm hoping it'll stick together all right. Um, I don't know how well this will show up in the camera, but there's a stitch right there, and on the other side, it looks really messy, but I think it'll hold together okay. Okay. Well, it was nice to meet you, tiny little Anna. Um, Maybe I'll see you in another stream sometime. I'll probably be sewing these next week too because it's just going to take me a long time. Um, but if you show up, well then I'll say hi again. But until then, I'll see you next time.